you're an Oklahoma fan, everything that you said during the offseason, all the excitement leading up to and through SEC Media Days, all the buzz around fall camp, all the buzz around John Mateer, it was validated last night in a win in primetime. Herbie Fowler, College Game Day. Final score, Oklahoma, 24. Michigan, I think a good Michigan team now, 13. It's a different Oklahoma. Why is it different? What's different about this team? We'll break it down, but before we do that, Oklahoma fans, y'all been good to us. Y'all been dialed in for a minute. If you've been subscribed to the channel, we already told you Oklahoma was going to win the game before the game even happened. But if you have not yet subscribed, no time like the present. Get locked in, get dialed in, get subscribed, because we're talking about your Sooners a lot here going forward. I'll give you a little spoiler here, too. I think Oklahoma is a top 10 team in college football right now. We move forward. The biggest, I think, encouragement outside of what your quarterback did last night was Oklahoma as a team answered like that physical call to action that you knew you were going to have to answer if you wanted to be successful here in the context of this season, but especially in the context of this game. Because say what you want about Michigan and Bryce Underwood and like the progress that he's going to make from like this game to what he is when they play Ohio State, you knew Michigan was going to bring it in the trenches, bro. Like death taxes in Michigan playing black and blue style of football up front. That was going to be something that you would have to account for. And honestly, if Oklahoma did not have it like that on the offensive line, which hand up, we were all questioning, we all wanted to see what they looked like, they would have gotten exposed in this game. Would have gotten exposed. Same thing you could have said for the defense. That front seven, if you did not bring your money's worth up front, it would have been a long day. And so I understand that there's some things that Bryce Underwood has to figure out, and they got to figure out how to stretch the field. But like, how many times have we seen Michigan just, sleeper hold teams, really good football teams, and win a rock fight? Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter what the final score is, but Michigan finds a way in Michigan-esque fashion to get it done. That didn't happen last night. Why? Because you had enough on the line of scrimmage to go toe-to-toe with, I think, one of the best still line of scrimmage units either side of the football in the sport. And for Oklahoma, if you could do it against Michigan, you have to consistently do that against some of the better teams on your schedule. But is there going to be a more difficult line of scrimmage test the rest of your schedule? And if your answer is Texas, I don't think you're 100% wrong there. But how much more difficult is that test against Texas than it was against Michigan? My point being, you can do it. You got to get up for it. You got to make sure you have the emotional capacity to be as close to this version of Oklahoma on the line of scrimmage every single week, but you've seen it. You can expect it now. You can expect this to be the output from your line of scrimmage, and if you can do that, man, Oklahoma is going to be a wagon. Because with that quarterback play, dude, that guy's different. That guy's very, very different. Put a blue check mark next to everything you thought he was going to be going into this season. Verified. And the football stuff is obvious. We'll talk about that. But to me, I was so impressed by the way he changed the temperature of Oklahoma football in that game against Michigan last night. You know what I mean? You could tell offensively, defensively, there was a different sense of swagger, confidence, overall belief. Oklahoma football has been, in my lifetime at least, a very proud program. A program that's got some juice behind that logo, a team with high expectations every single year. And a lot of the times, that's rooted in who your quarterback is. Think about the best Oklahoma teams, right? Those Baker Mayfield teams. They were second-guessing themselves ever. They woke up every morning and thought they were the best thing on the face of planet Earth. Those Kyler Murray teams, when he won the Heisman Trophy. It was yeah, we believe in ourselves, our process, our swagger, all those things. Why? Because you had number one playing quarterback for you. I'm not comparing John Mateer to those guys from a play style perspective, but I do think there's something to be said for having a tremendous amount of belief in yourself at quarterback and John Mateer, and that belief that he has in himself permeating the rest of this roster, offensively and defensively, and playing with a certain sense about yourself. If we got number 10 pulling the trigger every single game for us, we're going to be in good shape. I think that's how they feel in that locker room. I think that's how they played last night, quite frankly. Now, on the football side of things, John Mateer is all that he was advertised to be. The way that they are able to stretch the field more with what he does in the pocket, the way that you just got to what we talked about during our preview, third and Mateer. How many times did they get to 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4 and inward, and it's no, we're going to just let John Mateer run the ball and have an extra blocker. And that's going to be how we get down. And they got down like that a lot last night. He had close to, 20 carries, give or take. That'll work. But I keep going back to, what I said about the confidence. This is a funny comparison to make, but, the Malcolm Kelly freestyle, you know what I'm talking about? Oklahoma fans know. oh, you boys are my brothers and my friends. Like that kind of vibe in the locker room. I don't know if John Mateer's laying down like freestyles like that in the locker room, but I think there's that same swagger, sense of belief with him playing quarterback. You didn't see that last year. You got it now with number 10 playing ball. And again, 3rd and 4 or less, lights out. Right on cue, man. So how sustainable is this is my one thought when it comes to the offensive philosophy. Because as good as John Mateer was last night, and as okay as I am with him having that many carries in that spot against that team, I think there needs to be somebody else that is a true, like, hey, get the ball in his hands kind of guy. Whether that's Ott when he gets his legs underneath him more, whether it's Deion Burks a little bit more frequently, whether it's somebody else. Like, I don't really care who it is so much as much as like they need to just have somebody else to have a true counterpunch to go with John Mateer. Because I don't want him carrying the ball 19 times every other game. It's a lot to ask of anybody. A running back, but I mean a quarterback in and of himself. Like, I don't want him taking that many carries and also having to throw the football. But as I sit with this game for the last, give or take, 12 hours now, I think Oklahoma is the crazy person of college football. You don't know exactly what you think about them. I think the opinions around the sport today are going to be everything from Oklahoma's a top 10 team to how good is Michigan really to, well, can they do it multiple times? Like all those takes as it stands right now, we're 2 weeks in. It's hard to say any take that you have in Oklahoma right now isn't in some way, shape, or form fair. But guess what, man? When you lock the gates, you would not want to be left in a room alone with Oklahoma because you don't know what you're getting. And truly, man, I think they can play with anybody in college football. With that line of scrimmage, with that dude at quarterback, with that defense coming downhill. Look at Brent Venables' defense last night, man. How good did that feel losing Billy Bowman, losing Danny Stutzman, and not losing a step on that side of the football? Had Bryce Underwood sped up. Oklahoma is going to be really good this year. They can be as good as they choose to be. If they can play at this temperature and this level consistently, Oklahoma, again, I don't care who's on the other side of the field. Oklahoma is going to be good enough to go score for score with them. The crazy person to college football, no idea what you're getting, but again, I wouldn't want to be left alone with them. I'll tell you that right now. So Oklahoma gets it done at home, and the John Mateer Heisman train is very much so on the tracks. The Oklahoma hype train is definitely on the tracks. Oklahoma, can you do it consistently? We'll find out, but that's a massive win last night and definitely a tone set for the rest of the 2025 season. Caden Smith on the ones and twos. Myself, JD PicKell. Follow us on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, at JD PicKell. Let me know what you thought of last night's game. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We'll keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.